Ravens flock. The flock rundown is the place to be. My man Ryan has been a lifelong Ravens fan since he was born. So I'm telling you now, it's about to go down. The podcast, the flock rundown. Ravens, baby. Nothing gets better than waking up and wondering how high we can fly. Tune in.
Motionless brainwaves attempt to swim their way to sense, can't tame the untamed. I appreciate you, Ray. What's up, Ravens fans? I'm Ryan. Welcome to another episode of the Flock Rundown. It is a beautiful day. Lamar Jackson is back on the field. We had a press conference with John Harbaugh, Roquan Smith, and Lamar Jackson. Let's get into it. So we got the clip, Lamar running out with Todd Monken yelling, "Hey, I get to run out with Lamar Jackson." He's hype. Monken's energy is crazy, by the way. And I know the players keep saying that. The coach keeps saying that. But just seeing it on the clips, I can't wait. I'm excited about what he's bringing to this offense. He's very vocal. He's like sarcastic and witty. And I just like it. I think he's entertaining to watch and excited about these new concepts that he's bringing to our offense. So we didn't get a ton of Lamar highlights. We just got him warming up a little bit, making some throws. He did not go through full team drills, Harbaugh said, so they're kind of ramping him up. I'm sure as OTAs continues, we'll see those Lamar to Bateman and Zay Flowers highlights out on the field. So there was a press conference that just aired. John Harbaugh went into how he also loves Todd Monken's energy and that the offense is looking good. Said Todd's got that up-tempo personality, which should translate over into this quick attacking offense. I'm so excited to see how this looks. I can't talk about it enough. Like I'm looking at these practice highlights, and I'm just like trying to break down like how it's going to look this year. It's obviously tough right now, but it's just exciting. Football is here. The team's back on the field. Harbaugh was asked about if he wants all the players at OTAs. He said, obviously, he's a coach. All the coaches want every single player at OTAs, but understands that certain players have certain needs and certain plans with their team. Outside of this, it is voluntary. You do not have to be at these OTAs, especially if you're recovering from an injury. He touched on Odell and Mark Andrews working out in Arizona. He doesn't have a problem with what they're doing. He believes in what they're doing, and they'll be back in the building when they're ready. I don't know when we'll see Odell. Usually Andrews is here a little earlier, but I'm not worried about either of them not being at OTAs this early on. Even if they just showed up for minicamp next month, there's plenty of time to ramp up. I'd rather Odell feel 100% healthy and back to normal. If he's got to keep working with his team and keep going through their process, then so be it. You know what I mean? I do not rush back. There's a lot of receivers at OTAs already, pretty much everyone but Odell. We got Rashad Bateman's out there, Zay Flowers is out there, Duvernay, Aguilar. Prochet missed, which was an odd one to me. Maybe he's just taking the day off. He had something going on. I don't know if he's even going to make the team. He's going to have to fight for a spot for real now. It seems like James might be on his way out. I don't know if missing today was due to something like that or if he just missed. If he just missed because he had something else going on, it is voluntary, like I said, so players can miss. Kyle Hamilton also wasn't there. John Harbaugh said that he tightened up. He went back to Notre Dame to finish his degree, was working out a little bit, and then came back to OTAs, and I guess he tightened up. Harbaugh said he might be embarrassed to tell that publicly, but it's out now. So he said everything's good. Kyle's fine, but that's why he wasn't there today. Marlon Humphrey also wasn't there today, but he's been at all the OTAs as well, so I don't really think that's a big deal. I don't know if that's a slight tweak or anything injury-related or if it's just he had something else going on. Like I said, these are voluntary. This early in OTAs, too, is just a lot of install and things like that. And then Roquan was out there rocking that number 0. I like the number 0, man. I honestly think that's a fire move. It's a bold move. I feel like if you're making that switch to a 0, which is a new, unique number, like, you got to be that dude, you know what I mean? And, like, Roquan is that dude. So out of everybody on that defense, I'm fine with him switching. Like, Marlon Humphrey could have been another one that switched, but, like, he's locked into 44, I think. But I love the switch for Roquan. He said he's impressed with Monken. He's a Georgia boy. Monken obviously just came from Georgia, so there's going to be already love there and support there. But he said he's super impressed with the offense, how it's looking already. So it's a common theme we're hearing from everybody. Harbaugh, Roquan, Lamar had good things to say. We'll get into that in a second. Common theme is that the offense is exciting. And that's all I want to hear. I'm sure that's what we all want to hear. Like, we're just ready to watch an exciting offense, because with this defense paired with this new offense, with all these weapons, this new passing scheme, it's going to be tough for teams to score a lot of points and stop our offense enough. And if you can't score 30 points and you can't hold us to under 30, we're going to win a lot of games, and that's all that matters at the end of the day. So Lamar also took the podium. Good energy, smiles, looks happy to be back. Had high praise about the offense, said it looks smooth, said there's a lot of verbiage, said that Todd Monken's very vocal. And the biggest point, I think, out of all this, and this might be the takeaway point of the video, is that Lamar Jackson said that Todd Monken is allowing him to have a lot of free will and a lot of say to change plays when he gets to the line of scrimmage if he's seeing something he don't like. He gave an example in practice where they lined up a call and it wasn't going to work, right? Like, just matchup-wise on the defense. And Monken screaming and coming in to change the play. And he's giving Lamar that ability in-game in the season. And we haven't seen Lamar with that. Lamar's had, like, dual calls where it's like one or the other. But just to be able to yell out something and change the entire play because of something you're seeing on the field, I feel like all great quarterbacks have that and need that. That is such an edge because they're out there on the field. They're in the flow of the game. They're the ones who's going to know what's a great matchup and what's not. This receiver's smoking this corner out here every play. You know, this corner's open in this zone, whatever it may be. Lamar's able to take a lot more control of this offense, and I think that's beautiful, man. Like, I've been waiting for that. We used to want that so bad when Flacco was there. Like, Flacco had some control, but it felt like we were watching him go against Brady, Manning, Rodgers, and Breeze, and those guys, and they get up to the line of scrimmage and change the whole play based on what the defense is giving them or which they seen on film to know what advantage they're going to have over the defense, and it just seemed Flacco like always went to the line, ready, you know what I mean? Like, and just never, you know, it was always just like a twiddle of a fingers and a ready. It was like never anything complex. And I'm hoping Lamar has that ability to, because he's a gamer, man. I know Lamar understands football, and I know Lamar's an ultimate competitor. So I'm so excited that they're giving him what he called free will to change the play that's called at the line of scrimmage based on what that defense is giving him. I think over the next few months there's going to be a lot of growth in that area. They're going to have to work on that a lot. But I trust Lamar to be able to learn this offense inside and out and execute well on that free will that he's given, on that new power that he's given. They're giving him the keys to the offense. And I wouldn't want it any other way. I mean, this guy's the highest paid quarterback of all time right now. Give him the keys to the offense. He's got weapons everywhere. Let's see what happens. Another thing that I love that Lamar said was that he's staying after with Coach T and Coach Monken. Coach T. Martin is now the quarterback's coach. Obviously, Coach Monken is the offensive coordinator, but he's staying after everyone leaves, going over the offense even further just with them, watching practice film over, and he just seems all in. He seems all in. He seems determined to learn this offense inside and out. He said the reason he's at OTAs this early is because there's a new offense. That makes sense. I mean, that's what we've all been wanting him to come to OTAs for, is to get time with these new receivers and get time learning this offense. So I loved everything I heard from Lamar today. Loved everything I heard about this new offense. Wish I would have saw a couple more highlights, but we'll get there. You know, there'll be more to talk about soon. Another point, too, before I head out, is he said Bateman, number one. And I'm curious. I wonder how this is going to slot. You know, I had a video about who's going to lead the team in receiving yards this year, and I went with Andrews, and that still may be the case. But Lamar has referred to Bateman as wide receiver one many times, and he did it again today. It just poses the question once again, like, if Bateman's healthy and plays, 90% of this season or all of this season with Lamar, is he going to lead this team in receiving? Is he going to be this Pro Bowl 1,000-yard receiver, or do we have so many weapons with Odell and Zay and Mark and Isaiah Likely? Is there too many weapons that all the stats are kind of evenly distributed? And they asked another question like that in the press conference where they said, with so many weapons, are you worried about guys kind of being bothered that they're not getting the ball? And he said, nah, not if we're winning. And I agree with that. I think everyone will be cool if we're just winning games and the offense is working efficiently. If the offense is struggling and, like, Odell's not getting the ball, he's getting 2 targets a game and we're not scoring any points, then yeah, I would imagine Odell to kind of be on the sideline being like, yo, give me the ball, because he's that guy. Bateman too. Anybody who's that guy wants the ball. Anybody who's a playmaker wants the ball, demands the ball, especially in key situations or when the offense is struggling. But when the team's winning and everything's going good, there's a lot more leeway for you to not have as many targets potentially. So we'll see how that plays out. It's definitely going to be interesting. We've never had this many weapons. We've never had to distribute a passing offense to this many guys, but I think that's a great thing. I mean, I'd rather have a ton of weapons and have to figure that part out than deal with what we've been dealing with no weapons at all, really. If one guy goes down, we're absolutely screwed. I don't think that's going to be a situation this year. We got depth there. We got a lot of talent there, and we got Lamar Jackson back. So I think it's going to be exciting. I think we're not going to run the ball as much. Lamar even said that. He said running only gets you so far in this league nowadays. And that's true. We learned that. I think we're going to run a lot less this year. I think this is Lamar's offense. I think Lamar will run as needed if things down the field are covered. But I still think there'll be balance. I'm not trying to say that we're not going to run the ball at all. J.K. Dobbins and Gus do need to eat, man, especially J.K. Like, I'd love to see a full season from him where he's getting the ball, man. He easily can be a 1,000-yard running back. He's just got to get the opportunity. So we'll see. It's nothing but excitement. It's a great day in Baltimore. Lamar's back on the field. OTAs are in full swing. Drop some thoughts below on what you're expecting from this offense this year and these receivers and your thoughts and excitement on Lamar coming back today. Thank you guys for supporting the channel. It really means the world to me. I appreciate you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Flock Rundown. Have a great night, guys, and I'll see you next time. Motionless brainwaves attempt to swim their way to sense, can't tame the untamed.